Hey everyone, hope you're well. Top 5 tips to handle extreme work pressure. Point number 1. Let me tell you one thing. Work will never stop. Targets will never be big enough. Deadlines will never be short enough. And the work on your platter will never be enough. So please take cognizance of this and realize that enough is enough. In my experience, no work in your company or any other company is on absolute priority. Do this as an experiment. Miss a deadline once, delay your project once. The company will continue to go on. Of course, my intention here is not to encourage you to intentionally cause damage to the company or your performance. Stopping company work post the company hours is also important to give you a nano mental breather and allows you to spend time with your friends and family or follow whatever extracurricular you want to indulge into. It helps you keep fresh. Point number 2. Having said what I said till now, always aim to provide more service than what you are being paid for. My manager in my first company post MBA told me this, and being my naive self in my early professional days, I did not realize the value attached. I think it is maybe one of the best advice that anyone ever gave me. Always work to your true self. Work hard and do your best. Rest is not in your control. Rest, what has to happen, will happen. Point number 3. When under extreme toxicity and under extreme pressure, think on what is the worst that can happen. I will give you an example of a situation that someone in my network faced. In one of the companies that I was working for, the manager was extremely toxic. He used to shout at people in a group meeting. He used to sometimes also abuse people in meetings and in isolation. Once a poor fellow came to me and he came under the stick with this manager and told me that he might get fired and he's very stressed and he don't understand on how to cope over this mentally. I asked him what is the worst that can happen. He told me that he can lose his job and he won't get his recurring salary drug on the first of every week or the first of every month. I said no, and I told him the worst that can happen in his life is that he might not ever get a job and he might have to sit on his couch for his entire life and watch Netflix. But even if that happens, even if the worst professional thing hits him, he has his parents to support him. For your information, I knew he came from a affluent background. I told him, even if this happens, he will never have to sleep hungry. He will still have a roof over his head. He will still be able to roam around wherever he wants to. He will still have most of the life eccentricities which he has right now. Then why is he worried? He's worried because he is being overly competitive. He is worrying because all this while, when he ain't getting his salary, his friends will be getting hikes. He has forgotten the real reason why he started working in the first place, to earn a living and not to be competitive. So when he will have a living, irrespective of getting fired, does it make sense to spend another minute worrying about it? I'm not sure if I was able to convince him, but I stand by whatever I said and I say the same things to you. Point number 4. Understanding the pressure tactics of your manager. I have made a video on this already, and the link to the same is attached. So I would just skip this point, but I encourage you to go and watch the same. Point number 5, organize a meeting with the manager with a definite agenda. Include in the agenda the specific points you want to address. For example, not getting enough time from your manager, or untimely communication from your manager, or unrealistic expectations from your manager, or whatever it is. Maybe there is something that you need and it might not be your manager's fault. Maybe you need some sort of a training, or anything else. In your meeting, you need to enunciate in detail the prevalent problem and how it makes you feel, how it affects your workplace productivity, and what can be the possible solution. Please ensure you ask your manager for solutions as well. The entire conversation must be carried out in a way which is for the mutual benefit of both yourself and your manager. Ensure you don't play the blame game, and your manager should not feel attacked. Your manager must feel that this is a genuine attempt from you to help the professional relationship between a manager and a reportee, and a genuine attempt aimed at increasing workplace productivity. You may also choose an external place like a cafe or a restaurant for a more casual setting and to ease the pressure. Thank you everyone. Have a nice day ahead.